My name is Aminah Abdul Jillil, and I'm a designer.
So give us a little bit of background. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and how you grew up, how that inspired you as it relates to dance.
I was born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska. I started dancing probably when I was 5. I really feel like it was something that I was kind of born with, because as early as I can remember, it's what I wanted to do. I would watch music videos like to no end. That's what I would do when I would come home from school. And I loved everything about performance, the dance, the costumes, the outfits, everything, the music. And so my mother put me in dance, and that was the biggest part of my life for a very long time. So I started as in a dance company where I was trained in ballet, modern, all of that good stuff. And when I graduated high school, I moved to LA to pursue commercial dance. So my sister and I would audition and the whole nine. So I got the opportunity to dance with Janet Jackson, Britney Spears. Later on in my career, I performed with Cirque du Soleil. So it was just a fulfilling journey in life. I got to travel the world, and it was great.
That's an incredible journey. When you work in the fashion business, people tell you, I went to this school and I did this. The fact that you took passion number 1 of yours, dance, and then was able to take it into passion number 2, which is designing shoes, and the synergy around that. And sometimes when I'm thinking about you or talking about you to other folks, I'm like, she's a true architect of the foot. She's a choreographer of shoes. The synergy of what you did and the shoes, I don't know, it's a beautiful thread to me. So wow. So would you just talk a little bit about that sort of transformation from sort of this world-class dancer to now world-class shoe designer? Could you just talk a little bit about that transition and that process?
Yes, well, it certainly wasn't easy at all. The only information and experience I had with the fashion industry was just through costuming with performing. With stylists, they come in and dress us, and the beautiful costumes we get to wear. So when I wanted to transition into starting, a business in fashion, you really kind of just have to go for it. There is no right or wrong way. Along the way, I had so many people tell me, do it this way. Oh no, that's not going to work. And certain suggestions and advice didn't work for me. So I felt like I was kind of thrown out there, and I had to just try one, and that didn't work, or that did work, and I kind of molded and created my own way, so to speak. You kind of just have to dive in. I don't think that there is just one thing, So that's what I did. That's what I did.
Listen, it worked out. And can you talk a little bit about why shoes versus apparel? Because obviously you were surrounded by costumes and seeing things created specifically for a mood and aesthetic of show. Why did you veer towards shoes versus apparel?
Shoes, really, there is no grand story. Shoes, because I could manipulate and work better with my hands. I wasn't the best sewer. I started out with apparel, but I wasn't the best sewer. I taught myself in the end, practice. But the shoes, I was able to, I found more creative freedom with shoes. So I started there. And with my first samples or prototypes, or however you want to say, I made them by hand, in my living room. And I, from there, found a custom shoe maker, because that was the only kind of connection that I had. He was the custom shoemaker for Cirque du Soleil at the time. And he introduced me to someone, and he kind of helped me to bring my creations or my samples to life. And that kind of was the beginning for me.
Did you find early elements of your life playing into your design versus much more recent experiences? So when you started to think, okay, wow, I have this skill, I have this gift, because really, I mean, it's a gift. I mean, you did not go through some of the traditional, you went through very traditional training to be the level of dancer you were, but you didn't mirror that with the experience to become a shoe designer. But having sat with you and heard you and talked to you, I would think that you were some master shoemaker and you grew up in a shoemaking family and you were somehow sitting in a village in Italy somewhere, you know, crafting lasts and molds for shoes, because that's how effortlessly you talk about it. So when you now fast forward and you think about your own collection or this collection you're doing with Macy's, do any of those experiences from either a child or dancing or what you experienced on the road, do you think about that when sort of thinking about styles and details and that sort of thing?
I think I would be lying if I said no, because I feel like all of my experiences have shaped me and helped me. You know, they're the reason why I am who I am today, I think. But I think what I took from dance and performing is I love living in that space of expression and freedom. You know, that's what I took from performing, the fantasy, you know, of just the art. And so for my designing, I think that's the space that I live in, because I don't sit down and think and, you know, jot stuff down. Yes, you do when you're creating with your hands, yes, but it's me just living through my dreams, my fantasies, what I want to see, how I feel, and it comes out in my work. So it really is first for me and foremost an outlet for me to just express and enjoy and have fun, because there's enough in life, you know, that we have to be serious and focused, and that's what it is for me.
There's nothing like a pair of shoes that can create so much joy and an escape, and I mean everything you just said, right? Sometimes if you don't wear them every day, just that you have them and you're collecting them and you see them, whether they're sitting in the box and you think about when you saw them the first time and when you stepped into them, I mean there's just a magic that comes out of that. So speaking of, how do you describe the power of a heel in one's wardrobe? What's that power?
The power of a pump. Oh my goodness. Before the consideration of the wardrobe, it's just how the heels make you feel. I think every woman wants to feel sexy and beautiful, and that is what a heel does. That's what it gives. Because most of the time, before we put on the outfit, we put on the heel. So, yeah, and I don't know if it's just the structure and the lift that it gives you, and it not only lifts your body, but it lifts your confidence, and they're just fun. Yeah, and like I said, every woman wants to feel sexy, and that's what the heel does first. That's what it does for me anyway.
Sure. And every time I've heard you talk about the curve of a sole or the way a heel, I listen to you and it's almost like you are articulating just that. Like you see that. It's been so fascinating and wonderful to hear you talk about it, because the construction for you, you know, of course you wanted to give support, of course you wanted to be comfortable, but you weave in that sexiness and that confidence in the way you talk about shoe construction. I don't know if you know that you do that, but I just know that listening to you, it's really seamless. It's really quite fascinating to now talk to you about it, having observed you talk about it for a while. So I already kind of know the answer to this next question, but I think you should share it with everybody. You've already answered it, but you got to answer it again. So
okay.
How do you want people to feel when they're wearing your shoes? And you've already said it, but I don't know if you want to expand on.
Yeah, I want people to feel special, uh, sexy, confident. That's what I feel when I look at them, when I look at the shoes. And then when you put them on, they really do. So that's what I want. I want people to feel special.
Changing gears for just a little bit, I'm going to talk about Macy's now for a bit. What are some of your earliest memories of Macy's?
My very first experience, we traveled to New York to dance a little bit, and I remember the first time I went to Macy's there, and it was like it was a museum. But a little bit later on, I was performing, and it was in New York City at the Macy's there. And they wardrobed or outfitted us in new Mark by Marc Jacobs. And I think that collection had just dropped. And I remember being so excited because for me, I was like, this is my first like designer, my first time wearing, you know? So I remember being so excited. They gifted us a pair of jeans to perform in. And I can say that probably was my first like experience with Macy's. Yeah.
So I'm going to shift gears and just talk about our work together, which I'm so excited to talk to you about. Would you describe a little bit of what inspired the collection you developed with Macy's? Could you just talk about what was in your thought process, what you wanted to bring to this collaboration?
I always love bold. I'm crazy about the structural heels. And I also love gold and hearts and the word love. So I was just inspired by that expression and wanting to, I guess, find a way to take something that can be delicate and soft and make it like a strong statement. And so a lot of the pieces with the Macy's collection or collaboration, for me, it is that. They're beautiful, they come from a passionate place, but they're bold and strong.
If you had to tell the Macy's consumer your favorite, I know that's like, but just what they're all your favorites, they're all our favorites, trust me. But if you had to just pick one out of this first drop with Macy's, just one, which one would it be?
It would be the heart-shaped heels. I love all of them, I really do. But that one, for some reason, it's just on its own, before you even put your foot in it, it is just beautiful to look at. So I would pick that one because when I put it on for the first time, it really just made me feel like, oh my God. Like really, and you can't get out of the mirror, you know, and it's just beautiful. It really is, and it's fun, you know, so I love that one because you don't need anything else. Yes, of course, you're gonna have to put on an outfit, but you really don't need anything else. You can have the simplest dress on, a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, and it is the focus, it's the statement, and you just feel great. So I love that one.
They're all fantastic, but specifically, I remember when we were on set and the model put it on for the first time, and watching her energy and the way she was scooting around that set. Right, it did it. And I'm like, wow. Can I try those on? Because whatever just happened to you, I would like that same experience, like right now. So it was wonderful to watch someone who hadn't seen them just be presented with them to try them on, and there was just this illumination that happened. So know that the spirit and passion of your work just very easily connects with folks. Changing one last question for you. Obviously, Macy's is celebrating Black excellence in design, and we couldn't be more proud to celebrate you. So my last question for you is really thinking about Black History Month 2021 and how you think that might be different, how you think that might feel different than all the past Black History Months, just based on everything as a country, as a world that we've gone through. Just your thoughts on Black History Month 2021.
It's time to stop categories and separations and boxes. It's time to get rid of all of that. So I think 2021 is showing people that we're all great. We're all great. We're all special. You know, we all have something to offer. Yeah, and it's nice that Macy's is wanting to celebrate that and to show the world that it is time. It's, yeah, period.
Listen, Aminah, that was amazing and that was wonderful. Again, I could sit here and talk to you all day, so I guess we're gonna just have to do Zoom part 2, 3, and 4. I just want to thank you. We are so proud, so excited. This collaboration, as I stated earlier, has been really such a proud moment for so many of us at Macy's. And I think just meeting you and really getting to get a sense of you and starting to understand the energy from the fans that you already have, because I read those comments on Instagram and I watch the reactions to the posts, and just, you know, I just can't think of a better synergy. And the team says it all the time. We could be talking about anything, an ad or something, and they always come back to Aminah is the perfect collaborator with us for INC Shoes. So anyway, I just wanted to end on that note and tell you that.
Thank you so much, Durand, really. I'm so excited. I'm so overjoyed. I feel like this whole experience has just lifted me and is carrying me in a direction that I want to go, that I want to go in, that I want to be in. And I'm so grateful to you for your generosity and your respect toward me and making me feel welcome. I'm so, and I can't articulate I'm sorry as easily as you.
Oh no, you're articulating it beautifully, trust me.
But I am beyond grateful. I really am, to everyone. And I hope that before all of this is over with, that I get a chance to meet you.
Oh, I know. I was telling you, I used to come to Las Vegas all the time and couldn't wait to get out of there. Now I'm coming. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm making a special trip to come see you. It's happening, so just get ready.
Okay.
So. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, really, for everything. Thank you.